Well, good morning to you. This is us coming into Hillsborough Castle Tour and Gardens. And it's the 3rd of September and the weather has changed. It's very nippy. Well, it's not nippy, but it's cold. And this is the entrance to Hillsborough Castle and Gardens. Big foyer area, and you've got your toilets and your cafe in there, and it's very, very good. We can vouch for that. Love this. Discover the castle, find out what it's like to be a guest in a working royal residence in the company of our expert guides. And the guides were excellent. So this is what you've got. And you've got an enchanting garden. And there's Blur and Bush. And that looks like Prince Charles. And there's Mo Mowlan. Lose yourself in over 100 acres of romantic gardens and grounds as they reveal their hidden secrets. Meet your fellow guests. Kings and queens and presidents, politicians and celebrities have all been welcomed at Hillsborough. Uncover their intriguing stories here. There's Eisenhower and Margaret and the Dalai Lama, and there's all the boys. See no evil, hear no evil, do no evil. There's Old Man Tutu and Lady Diana. I liked her, I thought she was good. Start your adventure from garden parties to presidential summits and intimate gatherings to musical extravaganzas. Hillsborough still rolls out the red carpet for everyone. It's not good. I love this. This is very, very well put together. I wonder who did this. It's something like Keith Drury would have done. You know, this kind of mosaic. That's brilliant. Love it. And this is the reception and gift shop. And we're outside Hillsborough Castle. We're not allowed to video inside or take photographs inside for various reasons. And I have often stood on the outside of these gates and wanted to go in. But there we go. This is our first time for us. And it's 100 acres. This house was built in 1750. And it must be one of the earliest big houses around. The original Hill House, but this was built by the Hills. But the original big house was Hillsborough Fort, over next to the lake. And this is the doorway where all the dignitaries, the great and the good, come in. And we'll be coming out through that door there. And there's various family coats of arms.
The expert photographer. I've done a few. I've put some meat.
I can imagine, yeah. Brilliant. We're just about to start, another couple of minutes, just in case we have a few stragglers. But we'll start on time at 11. Take photographs outside, because photography is not allowed inside, so make the most of the beautiful front. I think some of you are, so.
And we're at a wee side greenhouse here. And this is Lovely Rita's greenhouse. Now, Lovely Rita, I would imagine, is a reference to the Lennon and McCartney Beatles song, Lovely Rita, Rita Maid, Meter Maid. But this is the greenhouse, one of the smaller greenhouses in the Hillsborough Castle grounds. And we first of all thought that this climber here was a clematis. But look at the flower that this climber has. Isn't this an amazing flower? I've never seen anything like this. And there's a bit of a write-up about it here. And it says that it's passion flower. A large climber from South America, it is symbolic for many regions and religions, representing the Passion of Christ, the Wheel of Fortune, Krishna, and a clock. But the flowers are fabulous. Whenever I first saw them, I thought they were plastic.
Yes, I can imagine some English people coming expecting a castle.
Mm-hmm. Well, just remarking on the size of these oaks. Whenever these were planted, and this must be 250 years old, easily. There are big firs down there, pines. There's another oak tree on further on down the past. And I'm sure some Americans are disappointed whenever they arrive here to find out that this is just a big house, it's not a castle. But that's the way it is. And we've got the place to ourselves because of the rain. And I wished the sun was shining. But that's the way it goes again in Northern Ireland. Garden. Roses. This must be a wonderful place for wildlife. And that was the Granville Garden. That people would have looked out on from these windows. Planted by Her Majesty the Queen on her coronation visit to Northern Ireland July 1953. So this whole border, and that's the year that I was born. And I think this might be a folly up in the corner here. And we're on the terrace here, and look at the way the fir trees have been cut in the shape of a pineapple. And we discovered back in the late 1700s, you could hire pineapples to place on your table with your invited guests, and the hire of the pineapple was £1 or something like that. 1 guinea, and in today's money that's £5,000. And if you, or maybe it was in today's money it was 2,500, but if you wanted to eat the pineapple, which is probably bad anyway, it was £5,000. So pineapples were and we can walk into the shops and buy one for £1. I think this is a folly, I'm really sure it is. Nice mosaic there. So if you could put pineapples on your table, then you are rich. And Hillsborough Castle under the hills had their own pinery. It's presumed to be one of the oldest pineries in the whole of Ireland, and they were able, due to their wealth, to grow pineapples for their table decorations or eat. I would say you'd be hard put to grow a pineapple in even a heated glass house today. And we're on Yew Tree Walk. Yew trees usually signify graveyard. And there's a good wildflower display on both sides, running the whole way up. And this is a folly down here. I think it's Lady Alice's folly, I think. Lady Alice's temple.
I think the graveyards are the
We'll find the Quaker graveyard here, or Friends Graveyard. A new meeting house was built on this site, 1748. The graves in this burial ground were not marked with headstones. Oh dear. The third Marquess of Downshire wanted to extend this garden. He moved houses, the meeting house and the old Moira Road. So that was next door to Hillsborough Castle, and that was all moved, and the people were all rehoused in Hillsborough. A new meeting house was built on Park Street. There are no more burials here after 1838. 20th century yew trees were planted. Hillsborough Friends still use this place as a quiet place of contemplation. I wonder, are there any graves in here at all that are recognisable as graves? If there's no headstones, then you can't see anything. You can't. So there's nothing visible to see here, unfortunately. And look at this weeping willow. That is fantastic. And we're just at the side of the lake here, and we're looking right up the moss walk, which you're not allowed to walk on because they want the moss to grow and not be ripped up. And these pillars are metal. And you could get yourself lost here very, very handy. Even with the map, which I misread. But Tanya kept me right. And this is where we are. We missed the lost garden. We lost it. And we're looking to go through the walled garden. And this is the entrance in. Well, apparently this walled garden was refurbished and rebuilt and everything else only in 2014. So it's a relatively new walled garden. There wasn't a walled garden here before, but it had fallen into really bad condition. And some of the walls were down and all the rest of it. And it's totally restored, and it is massive, and it is full of fruit. And we're heading down a big slope. We're heading down towards the restaurant. Oh, more apples. Look at the apples there. Hydrangea. Big thistles. There's an insect hotel. Look at that. I wonder, do they have any leaf cutter bees in the wee holes? I don't see too many of them blocked up. There's your sunflowers. Look at their sunflowers. That's crazy. And there's mallows. In fact, those are pumpkins. Squashes, as Greg would say. in Iowa. Oh, they're class and they're flowering. I don't honestly think that I have seen a sunflower head as big as this anywhere. And there's a whole clatter of them, and they're the size of that one. There's, you know, the size of a plate.
Bigger.
It's fantastic. I love this. This is the place to come to, folks. Oh, this wild, or this walled garden is fabulous. That's full of birds. That looks like another folly here, but it's like a Japanese pagoda. Wee summer house or garden shed. And this guy, Mark Piggott, apparently donated, he's a bit of a philanthropist, donated £1 million for the restoration of the walled garden. That's a fabulous place. And before COVID, there were 20 full-time gardeners, and after COVID there's only 10, but they use a lot of volunteers as well. This wild, or this walled garden is fabulous. That's full of birds. That looks like another folly here, but it's like a Japanese pagoda. Wee summer house or garden shed. And I'm looking down one of the avenues here, walkways. And there's 3 pheasants, and they look a wee bit bedraggled. Are they pheasants? They are pheasants. A wee bit worse for wear, beaten up looking. My goodness gracious. There's various types of grasses and all the rest of it here. Big loganberry type berries. And I tasted one of these and it was bitter, so I'm not going to taste another one. Yeah. These are, this is peculiar here. There's, what's those, the heads of those?
That's anthuriums, but they're a bit bedraggled looking. You
And-
can get blue ones or white ones.
The white ones, and there's cosmos in behind.
Yeah, and the verbena. The verbena's lovely when you get a whole lot of it.
What's that? Is that broccoli? The purple?
I'm not sure. Is there any? Can you see any broccoli on the top of it?
I don't see any broccoli in
They're Brussels sprouts.
They're Brussels. Those are Brussels sprouts as well.
I'm not sure what the broccoli.
No, they're not broccoli. This is what I want to do on our wall. Train an apple tree to go up it. What do you reckon about these? Are these Swedes? I don't know.
Maybe kale or something.
Kale.
Or chard. Chard sometimes. I would get yellow chard.
There's their gladioli being knocked about by the wind. So this is all the vegetables. And that's the cafe in behind, and we had just come out of there and had a very nice lunch for 20 quid. Dead on.
Look at the nose going up the coast.
Right. Vegetable marrows, we think. Or are those pumpkins again? Look, they're going yellow. And they're trained along this rope. I think those are vegetable marrows. Anybody interested in horticulture or growing of flowers, this is the place to come to. Rhubarb, rhubarb, rhubarb. Here's a garden shop. And they do harvest from the garden. And there's some of the apples that they've harvested. And these are James Grieve, dual purpose. And these are Loch Tree of Wexford. There's all sorts of good things here. Irish peach apples. Let's have a look at them. And this is the James Grieve. And this is the Loch Tree of Wexford. It's a peculiar apple. All sorts of produce here. What's this? Don't know. German turnip. Come here, Rabbi. And these are courgettes. Those are courgettes. And there's all sorts of turnips there. Broad beans. Love broad beans. Wonderful place.